Good morning and welcome to Flory Models Daily Show. Here we are on Tuesday the 4th of October 2016. Normally I don't tend to do these, but I'm on a bit of a roll, so why not? Okay, don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock, we've actually got our live show. It's our monthly one. I've got the guys here. It's going to be slightly different. Unfortunately, Steve's not going to be with us, and we haven't got John either. So it's going to be me, Sid, Ron, and Adam will be here, okay, with you tonight, answering all your questions. Remember, get them down in the forum now. There isn't many in there, otherwise we'll be let loose. We intend to do a lot more modelling and try and keep it more modelling related and everything else like that. So we're going to be on with you for around about sort of 2 hours tonight, okay? So make sure you tune in 7 o'clock and get your questions into the forum, and we'll go through those during the evening. So today I want to, fingers crossed if we can get on with this, get this entire F1 put together. If we can get it all in together and done, and that way I can get filler onto it, and that way we can do sanding, filling and rescribing and all the bits and pieces like that tomorrow, and we get it into primer for Thursday, that'll be a good week's work for me. And then what we can actually do is basically finish it off next week. Okay, as strange as that sounds, because it'll all be in paint and everything else like that. All right, so really going to be pushing on with this one. So far it's gone together really, really well. Let's face it, at the end of the day, these Hasegawa, I call them sort of the 90s kits because they all sort of came out in the 90s, early 2000s. They really are very good. The actual detail of them is no problem at all. Fit issues, yes, they can have them. Don't get me wrong. These aren't shake and bake, just plug them together and away you go. They do tend to suffer somewhat with a little bit of flash, things like that. But again, if you can spot the flash and you take care of it, then it's not a problem, and obviously I'll point them out. Normal things with these types of kits, to be honest, is your ejector pins. You get that tiny little bit of flash as it pulls from the mould and things like that, or you get a little bit of flash that was actually injected and gone down the side of the ejector pin. In these days, they weren't as sharp and precise as they are now. They're just slightly showing their age, which is amazing really, because these really were bang up to date kits. They were like the very best out there. Beautiful recesses, you know, and raised details, very fine engraving and everything else, and they were top tier back in the day, but now unfortunately they're sort of showing their age just a little bit. So if you can catch that little bit of flash, that little bit of raised detail, like down here we've actually got these guys, and to be honest, I've given these a light sand over because they had a little bit of flash. So when you come to put that sandwich the wing together, you're going to get a gap, and if you hadn't seen them in there, you're going to be having a little bit of a fight with it, and you've got to put it right, bit of filling, where literally a couple of swipes of the sanding stick takes care of it. So, you know, my biggest bit of advice for doing these kits is make sure you test fit everything and dry fit. When we say dry fit, it means no glue. Okay, so literally you just come along like we do here. We pop this guy together, and really you're looking for a fit issue. So when you push it together, you should have nothing at all. If you have got a little something going on, literally you're just going to go around and find it. And I'll be honest with you, I have already gone around this one and taken out all the flashy bits and everything else, but that's really what you're looking at. Secondary problems you can get with these kits is sink marks. Sink marks is literally where it's cooling in the mold and the actual plastic sinks, okay? So you can get little sink marks, and again, this one suffers from it a little bit, most like all of them. Usual places, things like that, so I'll be pointing them out as well. Normally what happens is where you've got a thicker piece of plastic, so to be honest, down here at the back we've got this one down here, we've got a sink mark in there. Anywhere where it's thick plastic, and just as it cools it shrinks back in. If it's normal thin type of stuff, you don't tend to get it. So wings tend to not have it. It tends to be fuselages and big chunky bits and everything else like that. So that's the plan with this one, get this one. Yesterday we got the cockpit painted up and done, instrument panel. So this morning I'm literally going to do the dry brushing of it, add the details, things like that, and then we can get it plumbed in, put in, get the fuselage halves together. Then we can go off whilst that's drying slightly, work on the wing sections and everything else like that. But what I'd like to do is literally spend today getting this thing together. Now the guys are going to be here around about 3-4 o'clock this afternoon. We normally all have a meal together, and then obviously we'll be on show with you later on tonight and everything else like that. But I thought I'd just drop in this morning, give you a quick catch up, see exactly what we're doing and everything else. I'll pop back with you around about lunchtime, show you how we're getting on here, and then obviously we'll be back on with you tonight. So there we go, that's it from me. I'll catch you all later. Okay, been pushing on really well with this one this morning. We have a quick test fit, see how this goes. Oh yeah, we'll go, hopefully. Bit of pushing, and actually that fits very nice, better than I thought actually. So there we go, been pushing, as you can see, along really well this morning. Usual thing with all their kits, just a little bit of flash can make for some gaps. especially under here. As you might know, this kit is, there's a plate under here, there's a plate under here, and if it's not right, you know, you just get big steps and joints and lumps and bumps. So far, no filler anywhere on this, and I don't think we're going to need any. A couple of little bits, but we're good to go by paying special attention to those little areas, working out why there's a gap and everything else. Usually it's flash around ejector pins. You find it, eradicate it, and you're good to go with no problem at all. I'm hoping in the next couple of hours I have this pretty much together so it can have any little filler jobs it needs. They can be drying then overnight. Come tomorrow, we're going to be in a position to get this thing into primer because it is going together very, very nicely. Anyway, I've had a little bit of delivery turn up today. Yes, you keep asking for it, so I've got another one in. This is my third one I've had in here, and every time it turns up, somebody goes and has it before I've had a chance to review it. So we're going to get this one. It will be up for you on Friday for review as well. I bought it in especially for it, and I know I've got the guys coming around tonight, but they're not having it. I'm going to go and hide it. Also, all my bits have turned up, so if we clear a little bit of space from here, I'll work my just grab through. Okay, 1/32 Aries ejector seat. This is the Aces 2 Type B. Okay, funnily enough, this could be for an A10. You're going to see a pattern forming here. Because I wasn't sure which one to go with, I've got the Quick Boost one as well. I tend to find that the Quick Boost one is just a little bit more refined perhaps than the old Aries one. Don't ask me why, it's just personal choice on that one. Let me do something in here. It's all going to give it away, but I'm trying to find you the other stuff first. Okay, what have we got down here? Something that saw my eye. This is the 1/42 scale tremor pod, or TERMA for the Harrier. I'm planning on doing a Harrier build in the near future, so I've got a few bits in for it. So that was the pod for that. I saw that one's the Brazil one, really nice. I also got a couple of other bits for that, if I can find them. I've got the nozzle set. You might remember we reviewed the kit and it was a bit of a shame it didn't come with the nozzles, so I've actually bought the nozzles for it as well, so that's good to go with that particular one, so that's very nice. That's going to be for that, that's going to be for that. What else have we got down here? Did I grab? No, it's all going to be giving it away next. Okay, also I bought a sniper pod. I was after one of these in 1/32, but I can't find anyone that does them in 1/32, but I've got a 1/48 one here, again for the Harrier, depending which way we're going to do that one. Then I've got loads of stuff. So we've got a barrel for an A10 1/32 Thunderbolt. This has got the beautiful turned brass end barrel that's correct shape. You haven't got to bend it yourself, you just got to put the end bits together. Done by Masters, absolutely fantastic. Okay, we've got the exterior trumpeter set, you know, as we can see down there. We've got that one. We've got the colour photo etch cockpit set, because that'll save a bit of time. And to go with all of that, we've also got the, this is the Squadron True Details A10 cockpit for it, the resin one. That's the really nice one. We've also got wheels, so we've got resin wheels for it, and they're weighted ones as well, so that's very nice. We've got ballast weight. I don't know, I saw it and thought, yeah, it is what I thought, it's just a lump of lead. Okay, and just because we're not sure in which way we're going to go, and obviously with the recent demise of the Linden going, a little bit of nostalgia, I've grabbed the cockpit set for it as well. So I've got two cockpit sets. I don't know which way we're going to go, but also we've got the full detail gun for this one with the electronics bays and everything else out for the A10 as well. So that's part of my A10 stash. There's a couple of bits I still want to get. I still want to get the Have Glass cockpit for it, for doing that one, because that's a really nice one. And I still might convert it into the C-type. That's what I'd like to do, but it just depends on how easy it's going to be doing that with the cockpit and all the bits and pieces. So that is my little stash. Obviously we'll be looking at this, we'll be reviewing it, but probably not until next year, just before we get going with the A10. But I'm starting to, as you can see, get some of the bits together, so get some of the gear and everything else like that. So we've got it in position, because the trouble with the A10 32nd scale is people tend to buy it. And because of that, there isn't much of it around. So you tend to, when you see it, grab it. A little bit like the kit. The trumpeter kit, I've been after one for ages without paying stupid money on eBay. So I was just waiting for it to come up normally, and then eventually it did, so I grabbed one. Now you can't find one for love nor money. I only paid, I think it's 65, 70 quid for mine. Now you see them around, they're all over 100 quid, and it's silly money for it. But there we go, that's those bits in. I know loads of you've been asking me about that Airfix Meteor, so that's why I got another one, especially just for literally you guys to see it as a review and everything else like that. So that's about it for me today. This is my lunchtime bit. Obviously there won't be a proper news show tonight, because we're going to go straight into actually having the team and with me and everything else like that for the actual live show tonight. So remember, starts around about 7 o'clock and we'll probably run to about 9, 10, something else like that. So we'll be doing a little bit of modelling, answering your questions and having a few giggles as we make our way along. So that's it from me. Happy modelling, guys. Take care, and I'll catch you tonight's live show.